Hey Jim Bob, what have you seen from Alec? Maybe just in terms of his growth. Obviously, he's had the downfield stuff in his career, but maybe on the more intermediate, over the middle type of routes this season.
Yeah, he's done a nice job of kind of improving his ability to run all the routes over the last several years. He's worked really, really hard at it. Different, technique issues or just sort of strategy thoughts with how to run a route versus certain DB. He's worked really, really hard at getting better at those things, and that's showing up in the games. He's made so many great plays for us down the field over the last several years. And I know, takes pride in being able to make plays at all different levels of the field and different route concepts and routes that can develop for receivers. So he's doing a nice job. He works really hard at it. I think he has the ability to threaten the defense. Deep, intermediate, short, all those things, catch and run, which is a great thing for a receiver to have. So we're looking forward to watching him continue to work and continue to get better. And I'm real confident he'll keep doing that. He'll keep working on getting better, and those things will keep showing up in these games.
Joel.
Jim Bob, when you guys looked at the last two games from a protection standpoint, what stood out? Kind of stark, obviously, looking at the sack numbers from the first eight games and the last two.
Yeah, I think the numbers, you go through different stretches in this league where the numbers are going to show you one thing or the other. It's rarely, you know, it's rarely one thing. It's usually several different things offensively that we got to clean up, we got to improve. That's the case these past couple weeks. Whether it's a technique issue, a fundamental issue, uh, you know, uh, a scheme that we put on the sheet as coaches, and maybe aren't as proud of not giving our guys the best answer out of a problem. It's all of us working to clean those things up and minimize the damage when those do pop up. And then giving the defense credit, it's a dynamic strategy game, right? We're coming up with plays we like, pass plays, run plays, and the defense is coming up with ways to defend them. And we're going to have some things they haven't seen, and sometimes they're going to throw some things right back at us. We have to sort of adjust with that little cat and mouse. So, we've had a few go against us these past couple weeks. Our guys have been working really, really hard to come in each week and master the scheme that we put out there and go execute the heck out of it. We're cleaning stuff up on all ends offensively. We're going to keep doing that. I think that's how if you're lucky enough to play good offense for a stretch of a season, that's how you continue to play good offense. You got to keep working. You got to keep cleaning things up. Defenses are going to throw some more curveballs at us as we go forward. So the challenge is really fun. That's why we like doing what we do. But there's things to clean up, things to work on for all of us. It's the players, it's the coaches. We're all out here working to get better.
One thing I noticed is that Daniel's time to throw, like from snap to throw, well, it's not like he was holding the ball anymore. In fact, he was probably getting it out a little fast the last 2 weeks. So, um, I guess that you kind of, do you feel like that maybe wasn't the issue, that he wasn't holding the ball at all?
Like I said, they're all some of those things are just different issues that have to do with different things, and defenses cause problems. Whether it's a great player or a great scheme or just a change up scheme that you weren't expecting, problems can be solved or can be caused early or late in the down. Like I said, there's a lot we're working to clean up as a coaching staff. Myself, I'm looking to sort of do a better job of putting good plays with good answers on the sheet and giving our guys the best chance to go succeed.
James.
Jim Bob, kind of a weird question, but
These are fun.
yeah, we've talked.
Sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, just to work with him, but we've talked so much about JT, right, and his MVP candidacy and how great he's been this year. But as a coach throughout the years, like, how do you quantify a guy's care factor? Like, what does that look like for Jonathan Taylor when on the outside world we're like, oh, he's been blessed with so much talent, he runs hard, he can do stuff that other people can't do. But when you see it day to day, how do you measure up this guy cares because of XYZ?
Yeah, it is an interesting question. We probably don't quantify it, at least statistically, analytically, I don't think I have a good way to quantify it, but it's very important to, successful team offense. Like we're all working to get better. We're all individuals working within a team construct here to get better. And when you look to your left and your teammate's working really hard and he's really into walkthrough and he's taking the details really, he's making the details really important in a walkthrough. Well, shoot, I'm going to go do that as well. If I'm a young, really any position on this offense, but let's just say I'm a young running back and I look over and Jonathan Taylor's taking a note in a meeting. Shoot, I'm going to take that note. JT might have just got the offensive player of the month or something, and look how hard he's working. That's how you get some of those things. That's how you earn those that success. So, the care factor is something we really, really we are interested in because I think it leads into more offensive team success because it rubs off on guys. It's contagious, but I don't have a good quantification for you. Working on some of the analytics on that one, but he's been great. He's been he's as into it as you would want him to be, and like I said, working his tail off to get better. And like I said, this is we're about midway, a little bit over midway through the season, and there's some getting better to do for all of us, and we're excited to see where that takes all of us. But JT's going to keep working at it, and I think good things are going to keep happening for him because of that work.
Just a couple more, Kevin.
Jim Bob, obviously, when the Chiefs show up, it's so much of it is Mahomes, but Steve Spagnuolo has quite the reputation earned. What are kind of common threads and common traits to his units?
Yeah, defense causes a lot of problems. We just talked about defenses causing problems for offenses in this league. They are going to sort of not let you get comfortable. They don't, whether it's they play a lot of press coverage, whether it's bringing different blitz packages. I think Spags has gotten a lot of has been well regarded as a blitz architect over the years for good reason, right? He's got different guys coming from different sides and sort of keeping them unexpected as much as he can. I'm sure they do a great job. They have for a long time. It's a championship defense that causes a lot of problems for an offense. They got a bunch of good players over there, a bunch of good players that have won a bunch of big games and played a bunch of good football over the years. So it's a really good challenge for us as we sit here on a Tuesday, staring at that film, staring at some of those schemes, trying to figure out what we might can draw up that might work. The challenge is very real, but it's exciting. It's exciting to go against those types of guys, and got a ton of respect for the way he coaches and the way he leads his group. But looking forward to the challenge. It's going to be fun.
And then Nathan, last question.
Hey, Jim Bob. I think, we all kind of know at least what the perception around Daniel was when he was coming into this team this offseason when the franchise signed him, as we've seen him, lead or nearly lead the league in a lot of passing statistics and help lead this offense to have the success that you guys have had over the first half of the year. Do you have a sense of maybe what you guys have been able to do in crafting an offense around him that has put him in positions to succeed where, maybe in ways that he, either he himself or the offense that was around him in New York just wasn't quite able to do?
We've tried to really get to know his strengths and get to know his areas of comfort and things he can operate, has operated before, things he's comfortable with, maybe schemes that he likes or scheme adjustments that he likes. I think it's really, really important in this league that as you're building an offense, you take into great account the players that you're building it for. And the quarterback's obviously a monster part of that. That's a very, very important part of that. So as we've gotten to work with Daniel, whether it's in the offseason and training camp, and then especially sort of early in the season as the season got going, I think we got a better and better and better feel for him, some of his strengths, some ways we could take the offense that would really accentuate his strengths, and ultimately give him the best chance to succeed. We've had a lot of conversations with him. We'll keep having those where it might just be a slight change to a route, or it might be a slight change to a way we're reading a play, or any of those things. A million little details of these plays where we're trying to make this thing as optimal as we can for him to go play good football. And he's doing such a great job of working each week and preparing for his opponents and preparing, going through that process with us, being open to discuss those things, which is really valuable, right? The quarterback telling you what he does and doesn't like can sure help us put the right plays on the sheet sometimes, because when I've often found over the years, when the quarterback really likes a play, they find a way to make it work, and maybe vice versa. That happens, and he's been really good at communicating those things to us, so that we get out there on Sunday, we can have the best possible plan to go attack the defense and be ready to adjust to anything they throw at us. So Daniel's done a great job. Looking forward to a bunch more good work out of him, and looking forward to the rest of the season.
What would you say are one or two of those biggest strengths of his that you've noticed in working with him over the first 10 games of this season?
Preparation and communication are very important. I know that's probably not the most exciting thing to write an article about, but the guy prepares his tail off. He writes, every detail of every play down. He's taking notes like crazy. He's studying the defense. When you come in on a morning and give him the game plan for the day, and some of those are situational, he's already going to have a very impressive knowledge of how that defense plays during that situation. So you can immediately jump into a higher level discussion of how we're reading something, or maybe why we like a certain pass play against a certain look on a certain down and distance. So the preparation that he puts in has been really, really, really key. And just so I'm not doing all boring answers for you, he's made some phenomenal plays out there when the plays break down. And that's, I think we try like crazy to draw up good plays on the board and get them taught and get them presented and get them walked through and get them repped full speed and hope they work perfectly. But often in this league, they don't. And then you need the players to go make great plays. And Daniel's made some great ones this year when that structure's broken down, and his teammates have made them with him, right? Those receivers moving on the scramble plays. There's a bunch of good examples. So he's playing good football. We're going to keep working, all of us, to get better. I'm sure he will as well. I'm sure he is preparing like crazy as we sit here today. So
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, Jim Bob.
all right,
Appreciate it.
thanks. You guys have a good one.